Come on out, Ivy. I'm not leaving here without you. Huh? Oh!
Now, Batman, why would you want to hang around here?
Hey, what's up, y'all? We're back with another action figure review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the MAFEX Batman Hush Poison Ivy. It's good to finally get some Poison Ivy representation in my collection, but I think I kind of expected more than I got. She's got a good shape to her body, good sculpt work for the curves, but the highlight of this figure is definitely going to be that gorgeous face. She looks great. I love that green they used for her lips and the vine work they did for the size of her hair. She's got some highlights around her hair. The scope for that looks pretty good. It's got a slight flex to it, but it's not going to make much of a difference. And the other thing I noticed is like, yo, where's the shading at on this figure? There is no depth to her. The muscle sculpt work for her legs is not very defined. It makes her overall package kind of bland, and then the ankles is kind of thick down there. We call those cankles. Her feet are kind of small, so it is a little bit difficult to balance. But generally speaking, she looks solid enough. I'll give her 8.5 for her look. For your accessories, I guess technically she comes with a decent spread of accessories. She's got this one open suitcase that looks like something that came with the WWE Mattel wrestling figure. No details on the bills or anything like that. There's no hinge on the handle and it doesn't close. And then she has this alternate suitcase which is closed. There's no hinge on that. And then she has this weird rock-on type of hand that you can use to grip it. She also has an alternate side, which is sculpted slightly different. She's got one hand sculpted kind of keyed at the palm, meant to hold the single stack of bills, which has an indentation on the other side of it. She holds that fairly well, no details on the bills. And then she has an assortment of these vines. It's got a little flex to it. You can place it around her body or the MAFEX Her Superman if you have that figure. And honestly, these things are kind of whack. No paint, no detail to them, no nothing. Looks really cheap, and I really think they should have just sculpted these parts onto the figure, but you know they weren't trying to paint that. There's a look at the alternate hand for holding her suitcase. She's got a ring finger up, which is kind of odd, and the details for her hands are kind of sloppy. She's got a set of splayed out hands, and as you can see, there is no sculpt work for the inside of her palms. That's crazy. She comes with a pair of relaxed style cup hands, and of course, she got your fist hands, and I like how they sculpted the vines on the hands, but the paint job for it, the sculpt work for the hands is horrible. Here's a look at the face she comes with out of the package, and this face looks like the one she would make at somebody when she knows they're bullshitting. Compared to the other one, see the other one has a slight smirk on it. Both of these faces are gorgeous, but I wish they would have came with like a teeth gritting face. That would have set this figure off. And also, I wish they would have came with like a long vine with like a wire inside of it. That would have really set this figure off. But she does come with a stand, so I'm going to give her accessories an 8. For your articulation, this lovely lady has wonderful head movement at that head and neck joint. It does leave a little bit gappy at the collar, but she's got head movement for days, attitude for miles. Look at that. That's really good. It's actually really surprising too. She could look down a decent amount. I probably got that neck twisted around, offset a little bit, and the hair is a little bit heavy for the hinge, but it's not so bad. You can hit the Y pose with her arm, so that's really good. You got a bicep rotation right there, double joints that don't come in that much, but I think you'll be okay. Look how close she can get her arms, like bondage. That's pretty cool. I like that. You might have noticed some wet spots around the figure, and that's because I had to put some silicone shark oil in there. You can see it starting to separate at that shoulder joint. It's really tight right there, so be really careful. It's got a slight flex for the diaper piece in the back, so that's pretty good. Her ab crunch is actually nice. That's not too bad right there. You can extend it just a little bit further. Looks a little bit funky in the back, but I think I'll live. But man, look at that rotation right there. Look at that circular motion. Damn. That is nice. They really went all out for the articulation for her torso for this Poison Ivy. That's pretty good. She does have a drop down motion at the leg. Personally, I don't really think she needs it, but she gets her legs up really high too. They can go back a really good amount as well, and they go out basically the full split. So she's got pretty good range at those legs. She's got a slight thigh rotation, but I think it's okay. It's a little bit better than their side lock they did. She's got some really good range at those knees, and those ankles are actually pretty good as well. I like that. So I missed a couple points of articulation at her ankles, but don't worry about that. She moves really good. She's got some toe hinges that are really tight, so I didn't break those in. And her feet actually pop off, so you can slide in some of her vine effects. The feet pop off easier than I would have liked them to. So with that and the tension at her shoulders, as well as the heavy hair, I'm going to give her a quality of 8.5. As far as her articulation, she moves really good. I'm going to give her an 8. Now, you know what? I'm going to give her a 9.5. She moves really good. For your size comparisons, here we have her next to your McFarlane Bane, who towers over everybody, and your MAFEX Hush Batman, who has a pretty good height with them. I like that. Next, here we have her next to your DC Icons Batgirl and your Revoltech Joker. Next, here we have her next to your SH Figure Arts Hell's Paradise figure and your Marvel Legends Captain America. And lastly, here we have her next to your Hasuki figure and your Kotobukiya 0 mark. The final thoughts for the MAFEX Hush Poison Ivy figure. Overall, I think this is a solid figure, but I'm not impressed with her accessories. I'm not impressed with the lack of shading around her body. It's just a plain offering for real. But she's got some really nice faces and she moves really good. So if you can get her under $80, I would say go for it. I might have gave her a 9 for the final score, but I'm gonna take away some spite points for the lack of shading on her body and her accessories. Final score, I'm gonna give her an 8.5. Alright, y'all, that's a video. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.